It's June 2024, and I remember watching Germany versus Scotland during class. And just by that game, I knew that this was going to be an absolute banger of a tournament. This Euros tournament had absolutely everything. Underdogs, flops, and I really got to see some of today's stars make their international debuts back then. What's up, guys? And when you think about international football this summer, does anything come to your mind? For me, no. And if you did say the Club World Cup, come on, you're clearly lying to yourself. Nobody's gonna wake up at like 5 in the morning, depending on where you live, and watch Al Hilal versus Botafogo. It's just not happening, let's be real. Also, if you aren't European, you're probably not gonna win the Club World Cup. But today, I'm gonna share some of my most memorable moments from the 2024 Euros. So if you enjoy these types of videos, make sure you like, subscribe, or you will play like Rasmus Højlund in your next game. I don't make these rules up. Well, maybe I did, but still, you gotta deal with it. So let's travel back to 2024, where it was peak summer weather and life was marginally at its easiest. England snooze fest. Listen, I would not wish the viewing of the 2024 Three Lions on my worst enemy, but I do need to thank Gareth Southgate for giving me my first viral video on this channel when I had like 40 subs. But on the pitch, this was some of the worst, most boring football I've laid my eyes on.
Read, nigga! Read!
Phil Foden was always out of position, and Harry Kane never got served any balls, as let's face it, he could win the golden boot of any competition. Besides, they were really shaky at the back and had zero attacking threat. Every game they played in this tournament, they were mostly being outclassed. From shots to possession, even when they won, it was never convincing. They can only get away with that for so long, and playing against Spain in the final proved exactly that. Up in the top right corner will be a video going more on depth on England's performances. If you could watch that, I'd appreciate it. The group that ended on the same points. I have no idea how this happened, but it did, and it'll be the only time I'll witness something like it, and probably the rest of you as well. Group E, which consisted of Romania, Belgium, Slovakia, and Ukraine, all ended up on 4 points, each losing, winning, and drawing a game. The only thing that could separate them was goal difference, in which case Romania and Belgium had a goal difference of 1. Also, looking back, I was not expecting Slovakia to go through as one of the 4 best third place teams. I thought that would be like Croatia, despite them being in the group of death, but apparently I was wrong. Normally in the group stages, you'd have one team that absolutely dominates and everybody else fights for the second spot, and in this case, it wasn't Belgium as I originally thought. It was Romania, being on top via goals scored. To be fair, nobody expected Belgium to have a stinker as they went out only in the round of 16 in a dull game against France. But wow, talk about perfectly balanced. If you're a fan of one of these teams, you're either thinking, how did we beat this superior team, or how did we lose to this absolute inferior team? Am I right? Yeah, I think so too. It even took me the last day of the group stages to realize what was going on in this group. Turkey versus Georgia. The next 2 games I'll talk about are possibly 2 of the top 5 games of the entire tournament, in my opinion, of course. What a game this was, with Turkey coming out on top 3-1 against Georgia, who also did well enough for themselves in this game. Just look at this absolute curler from Arda Güler, who became the youngest player to score in his first appearance. There were so many shots in this game, you'd think the scores would be much higher than this. It's crazy to think that this is the first ever time Turkey won an opening game after losing 5. To be honest, I also thought they were going to lose this one as well. Also, I have to shout out Georgia in general, as they did well not only in this game, but the entire tournament where they reached the round of 16. Honestly, from the videos that I've watched previewing the Euros, people were saying like, oh, Georgia were going to get grouped, or they wouldn't make it out of the group stages. If they can convert more of their shots, I reckon they'll finish higher in the group stage in the 2028 Euros. But yeah, a team making it to the round of 16 in their first Euros, that's not too bad. But yeah, one of my favorite games, and I bet for a lot of others as well. Spain versus Germany, quarterfinal. This is by far the most controversial game, and I could only thank Marc Cucurella for that. Looking back, I knew he had his arms to the side, but his hand did stick out a little where the ball did have contact with it. You can argue that it's natural position, but I'd be calling that a handball all day long if I was the ref. Yeah, natural position means that you gotta like do everything with your hands to your side. You're gonna walk like a penguin, and you You gotta go to sleep with your hands on your side. You can't put it up to your head. But anyways, that actually cost Germany the opportunity to beat the semi-final, even though I do think Spain were the better team that game. I mean, I could say that with all of Spain's matches, but still, this was an absolutely crazy game between two very good sides. Goals on each end made this anybody's match until extra time, where Mikel Merino sent Spain through just like his father did. What a coincidence. Also, there was really no need for Danny Carvajal to make this tackle, but that's just me. I kind of forgot what it looked like. If it was a last ditch attempt, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. FC 24 and Euros. Another fun thing to complement the tournament were cards EA released during this time. We could track the progress of every team because each one had a card, so it kind of made you care about the tournament as a whole if you haven't already. Cards could get upgraded depending on how many games a team won and stuff like that. Some of my favorite cards were the Bradley Barcola SBC everybody and their dog had, a Joshua Gvardiol that I packed during the first few days of the promo, and this Nicholas Fulkrug card that was low-key slept on. I was able to use it until footies, and yeah, the promo was so good that I can remember it off my head like it was yesterday. Then you have the Make Your Mark cards, which to be honest, I don't remember a whole lot of, besides this Trent Alexander-Arnold card, which was pretty good for me. And then there was Team of the Tournament. There are guys out there that would give their leg and arm for the 98 Mbappe or this Musiala card. Lucky for me, I got this Kimmich card, and it was the best card I packed from that squad. Okay, maybe the only card I was able to pack. Those are good times, even if I didn't pack the best cards. Also, before I conclude this video, shout out to this Dutch parade, and especially Mr. Saxophone Man. I don't know his name, but man, he was a vibe. No matter what country you supported, you love this guy. You just cannot hate international fans. And yeah, that's gonna do it for today. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Is there anything that I've missed? Anything that should be in here? And would you like to see more videos like this where I look back on past tournaments as sort of a nostalgia thing? If you guys want, I'll plan like a Copa America version of this as well, because that is one I do remember just as well. And you know, my country was involved in this tournament and they actually did pretty well. So yeah, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Remember, if we can get 200 subs before September, I'm gonna do a jersey giveaway of your choice. All you gotta do is subscribe. So yeah, have a good day and peace.